day or most days, I tune in to the 12 o'clock noonday service, or I may be on a Zoom meeting at work and I'll turn it on and turn off the, so I sort of cheat.
Yeah.
And I am finding it to be very refreshing, and it really makes a difference in the way the rest of my day goes. During COVID, I've lost 15 pounds. I'm a generous person. Well, it makes me happy. St. Luke's helped me tremendously when I was in a very, very, very difficult situation. I had cancer. They rallied around me. They took me to my treatment. They provided me with food when I wasn't working, and other ways of helping me. St. Luke's was extremely generous, and I'll never forget them for that. Now I'm going to start crying because one person who died was Christopher. And I was very, very fond of Christopher. He would pick out clothes for me. And accessories. He was, oh my God. So what I want the people at St. Luke's to know is that I will wear you in my heart forever. Although I haven't pledged yet to St. Luke's, but I will. So it's really, really important that everybody at St. Luke's participates, no matter how small, and you need not be embarrassed by this small amount or how much you can give. It's just the 100% participation is important. But it's a beautiful space, and we want to keep St. Luke's beautiful. So that's why we're all going to pitch in.
Rediscovery of my dulcimer, an instrument that I have attempted to play since I was in my late teens. But since the pandemic has happened, I actually take lessons now, and I play every single day. And I don't think I'm very good at it, but nevertheless, it gives me joy. Thought it would, which doesn't mean that there haven't been days that this is really difficult and I felt incredibly isolated and lonely. In fact, God is the very presence and force of life at the center of my being that makes it possible for me to connect with the world at large in whatever ways that might happen, and to see that connection and the presence of the divine within me as one and the same, and really feel it coursing through my veins. My discovery has been the many different ways you can make polenta. My father died at a very young age. My mother raised us on her own. There were only two of us, and many times polenta was all we had to eat for dinner. Nevertheless, my mother always made enough that if my brother and I showed up with 5 other people, there was dinner for 5 other people. And a community and a place that has nurtured me since I first showed up at St. Luke's, somewhere around 1986, 87. So we're talking quite a number of years. That generosity with students, with colleagues, is like the golden rule of how I conduct myself, no matter where I am and what I do. But it's more than that. It's about literally doing what the parable of the talents teaches us. Find lately in my prayer for all of us, for the planet and for this country, is that uppermost be the presence of love, generosity, and sharing and realization of how deeply connected we are, not only to each other as humanity, but also to all of our other non-human brothers and sisters. So what I really want everyone to know is that when we come together as a community, We are realizing a dream that makes our lives filled with beauty and goodness and peace and generosity and kindness. It feels so fabulous. It's better than any martini, better than any party, better than a good meal. Not that all of those things are not wonderful, but this is way beyond that, way beyond.
I'm going to share with you how I'm reimagining generosity in the world. And that is, I'm on a mission to eradicate the scarcity mindset from the planet. Because I believe that the scarcity mindset is the root cause of all of our problems. We are abundant, and we come from abundance. We create more abundance, and we let go of that old myth that there's just not enough to go around. That God made a limited number of resources, and when you look at it, it's really just a crazy way of looking at the world. To think that God created a world where there's a lack of resources for everybody. Let's reimagine a world that's coming out of prosperity and coming out of abundance for ourselves and for each other. So I want to just thank you for the opportunity to really experience that live and in something as beautiful and wonderful and generous as St. Luke's Church. So thank you for that. That's, in my conversations with all of you about that, has been enormous. We're such a loving and abundant community of people, and it's just validated, and I'm just tickled to death, quite frankly, to be part of this community and to have been able to lead this stewardship campaign this year with you. If you want to live in abundance, practice generosity. And here is the opportunity to practice generosity in all of our affairs. How do we rebuild a community out of love and abundance and prosperity? The truth of who we are. What would the world look like if we didn't have scarcity in our minds? Thank you so much again, and may love and prosperity continue to prevail across the world.